Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. I am up late. A shout out to our oh so late friends out there, subscribers, viewers, people around the world. Holla at you, girl. Make sure you mash that like button and share with your friends, please. This is how YouTube creates things, so we have to do it like that. If you all don't know who I am, I'm Rhonda, and I'm from Texas, United States of America. And I'm going to talk more about election night. Election night, our results, and how we can all move forward. Of course, here's Mothra right here. She's drinking water, not mine, hers. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at that door behind me. I'm like, God, dog, I got to paint that door. Oh, hey, good evening. Hello, Mike. Donna. Hello to you. And hello to Reese's Cup. My heart, all my heart. But I just got to tell you, I have to give each and everybody my love because it's a special thing, right? And I love my Michael Donna and I love my Reese's Cup. Oh, she's like chocolate. That just reminds me I need to get me some Hershey's with almonds tomorrow. Yes, I do. Hello, everybody, my beauties. Hello, Naja Lista 90s. My niece is in the house. My sweet baby. Hey, I do want to tell you all, thank you so well. How y'all doing, by the way? Because I always have to start off as asking, how are y'all doing? Hello, family. Hello, beautiful people. So I know every time we go on live, all of us content creators have something in common. And we all have to be transparent. And I'm going to let you know, okay, I had to keep rescheduling. And why I had to keep rescheduling, I don't know. The cam just wasn't coming through. So what I did, I just went ahead and rescheduled for 1:15 a.m. and I rebooted my system and it's working so far. So holla, I love you so much, Nadia Lisa. Mm, 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 mm. Hello, babies. And then look at the love everybody's sharing. The love. Good game today. We watched the NFL game today. It was really, I enjoyed it. You know, I love football. I love my Cowboys, number one. And hubby is a Giants fan. I am so glad that you all are here. And it's so amazing. I'm going to tell you the truth. Shocker. Reese's Cup goes shocker. Let me tell you something that you all probably don't know. But every time I get ready to go on live, I have anxiety. It's not, I don't think it's bad anxiety. But I think where my anxiety comes from is Radha. Hello, Radha. Mwah, it's my sister. Hello, baby. Oh my, do you see how I am when I see everybody? Hello, sister. I really do get excited because do you know how I understand how it feels when you're going on live and someone goes all out of their way clicking through all these things that you have to do, cut on your devices and this and that, and everything you have to do in order to get to me? You darn right, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to show you so much love because it does something for me. It does. It's like when I shout out, "Hello, sister, I love you," and to all my friends, Reese's Cup, and to Michael Donna and Radha. Yay! Love my Radha. Love the Radha. I saw Ved yesterday. Ved was here yesterday too, Radha. And shout out to my Reese's Cup and Nigel. He said, "Hey, baby, Daydream 1990." She goes, "Hi, Auntie Rhonda. My soul sister told me you were live." Yeah, thank you, our soul sister, Nigellista 90s. Daydream 1990s. My two little sweet little nieces. Hello, baby. Hello. I'm from Texas. If y'all don't know who I am, I'm Rhonda, and I'm from Texas, Yeah, great good old United States of America. And I'm not doom and gloom because I do have a lot of optimism to share, but also some real numbers and some real things that I'd like to talk about. Me and my soul sister. Come on, Radha. Dun, 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 dun. I party worldwide, baby. I party worldwide. You all, I have put this together. Yesterday, I had 9 pages. I'm trying to get it where the light can show this, and it's just cray cray. Maybe I have to do like this. Tilted, Rhonda, Rhonda. Hi. And I have to show you. Here's my notes. And I thought about letting you all know if you all are wanting a copy of my transcript, send me an email of my transcript of my show and I'll email it to you. How about that? If y'all want a copy of it. Because I type out on my own my scripts. And yesterday it was 9 pages. Tonight it's 6 pages, but it's not a real 6 pages. I have a lot of space going on. I have it the pages on there. I can send you my transcripts for free. It doesn't cost anything. If y'all want some information from the show, you want to know where I got my information and the facts, I'll have that all in there. But I do write my transcripts. Years ago, before I had a YouTube channel, I used to write commentary in my political group. And also, I have a Black Lives Matter group that I'm not really active on, but I do moderate it. My husband and I. We have over 3,000 members in the Dallas area and probably around the world, but basically Dallas and the Dallas surrounding areas like Fort Worth. So you'll see there's a lot of space. And so it's not a real true 6 pages long, but I like to space my transcript that I write, and I give credits to those where I'm getting information from. But I just love my Radha. Let me do some more. I gotta do shout outs again. I gotta spread my love. Okay. So shout out again to Mike Aldana, Reese's Cup. Oh, do I love my Reese's Cup? Nodulista 90s, Daydream 1990s, Radha. Who else is up in here? Shout out to everybody sitting in the cut. Please smash that like. Show me some love. Tell your friends. And you know what? I'm going through a lot of great upgrades on my channel. So you all don't forget to mash that bell button, which is called notifications, and it will let you know when I'm coming on live and be the first to get that good stuff that I put out. Because I do homework, and I'm just letting you know, and I show you what I do. These 6 pages today, it's a lot. It's not handwritten. So if it was handwritten, it probably 20 some pages. But I do my research, and it just helps me have some type of transcript where I could kind of keep myself, in place and in order, while at the same time shouting out to my friends and giving respect to the chat room. Because what? What? The chat room is the cherry on top. Mike Aldana, did you make it home yet? I think you probably did. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you made it home. Reese's Cup, love you. Reese's Cup, oh, just love that sweet chocolate name. Oh, I do. I do. I do. I am reclining. I've got my rest today, and I want to talk about on my and what I talk about. I wanted to let you know it's positivity and not to give you more anxiety. I'm not that kind of channel. And I'm not, oh, you off today. Yay. Good. Being off is so cool. Daydream says, hi, Reese's Cup. We are sharing the love. We are family. Great to see everybody. So thank and welcome. Thank you for being here. This is Rhonda's lovely Sparks. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here again today. Tonight, actually, it's 1:15 in the morning. Happy birthday to Lola. This is Lola's birthday. I'm sure she is probably sleeping right now because she's got to go to work today. But a shout out, gotta fix my lipstick. I gotta look beautiful for y'all, cause y'all looking beautiful over there. Radha and all of y'all sweet ladies and handsome Michael Donna. When you was leaving Michael Donna yesterday, I was like, come back, come back. You know, we have some Titanic fans up in here, don't we? Y'all know what she was saying to Jack. Come back, Jack. What a sad part, right? Not trying to bring up sadness. But we have some fans of movies. I am a kind of movie buff. I could just say I am. I want to put claim to that. I love movies. My sweet, full figured, voluptuous mother is sitting on my remote. So I'm trying to cut on my TV. She doesn't want to leave. So she's sitting here like, I ain't going nowhere. I don't care where you reposition me. I'm staying right here. Yes, Miss Hot Sauce. Lola. Hot sauce. So y'all know about me. If there's some issues I'm having over here and something happens to my live, what do? I'll reboot and come back in another live video. And right now, I'm going to quickly get into this topic because I know that's what we're looking at. And we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter. And it's going to be, I know there's a lot of people very upset with Black Lives Matter, but there's more people that are not upset. It's just like the trajectory of how the vote went a couple of days ago, that we know where our hearts and minds are when we voted for Kamala, but we also know that Kamala didn't win according to how our system is set up. It doesn't mean that we are not good people or we don't have greater people in our country. We do. We have better people. It's just when sometimes, like in Texas, if the numbers are there where you just can't win for your party, the Democrats, then you see some things are put in place. Some things are put in place like gentrification and redistricting. And if y'all don't know what that is, holler at me. I'll be more than happy to let you all know because I'm still studying this and I'm nowhere a guru when it comes to anything. I'm just I'm just contributing my life experience. Okay. I don't have a degree. I don't have a master's, nothing like that. I'm just contributing my life experience. I'm going to move this a little closer so I can get close to y'all. Um, Thank y'all for being here tonight. Sometimes I just got to take a breather. I do have a little anxiety when I come on live, uh, and because I want things to be right. Not necessarily, I think I have perfection issues, and I probably do, but I don't think I'm so obsessed, where it's doom and gloom for me if I don't have everything perfect. So I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but I do want to make sure that I can come across to you all where you all can see me, hear me, understand me, and I can come off as being fair and sensitive and empathetic because that's how I'm wired. I'm not trying to be like anyone else. And I'm trying to also, because my tone and how I am, I'm never the kind of person that triggers people. And if I do, let me know because I know what triggers feel like. Sometimes I can be triggers. I've been working on them for years. I have been putting the good work in on working on those triggers and making sure that they're not triggers anymore. I mean, I feel that's a very uh, human part of who we are, to have anxiety before we get to a meeting or trying to travel or reach a goal. I've been just managing mine better. Okay. So, I got to do my lips. Lola bought this for me. It's made by Honest. And shout out to Lola. Happy birthday again. I know she is resting because she has to go work this morning, but when I see her, I'm going to sing happy birthday to her. Oh, yeah. my singing my birthday shouts. If you tell me your birthdays, I don't need your year. But if you give me just your month and your date, and I believe everyone who's in here gave me that, let me know, and then I'll be more than happy to sing happy birthday to you, and I'll be more than happy um, to do a shout out and also post something sweet in the community tab like I did for Lola today. And we have another birthday too that's coming up this month. And I can only do shout outs for the birthdays that I have. I try to keep up with them in my Excel form. Daydream says, right, yesterday was the anniversary of the movie. I Set It Off. One of my favorites. Set It Off is mine too. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, I don't know why it's red right here. Believe it or not, I cried when I watched Set It Off, Queen Latifah and the gang. I didn't want to see that. I'm not going to tell anybody about the movie because maybe you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to do any spoilers. Um, Shout out to you all. You all know me, right? Those who know me, then we'll advise or let our new friends know how this works in here, right? The chat room is the cherry on top. What that means, I roll out the red carpet for people in the chat room. That's just my norm. That's how I feel about people, period. And I make you all a priority. And then when you chat, you could just go out there and chat what you want because I'm going to engage with you. I don't want you to feel that how I manage my channel or our channel that oh we have to stay on topic. We don't have to stay on topic. If something's because that's how life is. Life is always not on topic, right? And that's how I manage things in my life. It's not always on topic. Sometimes things are going to be off topic. Sometimes we're going to be off timing. Sometimes because that's how life is. Sometimes we feel good, sometimes we feel bad, sometimes we cry. It's just how it is, right? And it's what life is. And if anybody understands, when we live on this earth, that's probably heaven. Never thought about that. So I make the best of it. Daydream says, Miss Rhonda, I have a red flag in poor confidence. I need to tell you about. Okay, that's great. She says, I have a red flag and poor confidence. I need to tell you about. Please share because I'd like to hear while we talk about this over here. Okay. Now I'll get to your chat. Always, always and forever. Oh my God, that was my song. That's all I remember right now because I'm in the zone, baby. We lost a battle, but the war is not over. And my husband looked at that and he's like, I had on there first, we lost the battle, but the war's not over. And my husband said, no, Rhonda, put we lost a battle. Heat wave. That's right. Heat wave. If I had the words, I would sing it. It's always and forever. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Every day, love means your own special way. Yeah, yeah. I don't know all of it, but that's one of my favorite songs ever, ever, ever. Um, so my husband's like, we didn't lose the battle. We lost a battle. My husband is a war historian. He's very modest about his knowledge, but he is a wonderful war historian. He does. That's why I fell in love with him too, because of he's an artist. Uh, each moment with you, da, 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 the magic you make in every day. Love means your own special way. In my heart, da, da, with a smile. Take time to tell me you really care. How you say it? And and we'll share tomorrow together. And I'll always love you forever, forever, loving you. Woo! A good distraction, man. All right, Mike. You know my brother. We're right here. We're right here. Shout out to the Tea Lounge. What's up, my beautiful sister? Y'all subscribe to Tea Lounge too. Tea Lounge has just a great channel. She's so beautiful and she's so classy. And she has this thing where I don't know where she's at because it really doesn't matter, but her place, she's like sitting out on the walkway in like a New York environment. She has this great outside dining setup. And the people are walking by. You can't see them, but you can tell there's traffic. But she's doing lives. And it's so classy. It's so cool. She has this great voice and she looks beautiful. You're welcome. It's true. The Tea Lounge. Girlfriend is so bad that she's marvelous. She's so marvelous. Daydream says, when people constantly dismiss me and invalidate me and my feelings and what I'm going through, then when I finally stop telling them things, they get in their feelings. Let's read this again. And then we're going to talk about the topic. But the people in the chat room is my cherry on top, and you come first. That's just how the chat room works. That's how Rhonda's Lovely Sparks works. I just make time because it's important. You know, when I need my husband, he's going to drop everything he got from me, baby. That's right. Because I'm number one and he's number one to me, right? I'll do it for you. Mhm. Daydream 1990 says, when people constantly dismiss me and invalidate me and my feelings and what I'm going through, then when I finally stop telling them things, they get in their feelings. Well, number one, yes, they get into their feelings because what's happened when you shared an energy with them, they become addicted to it in a healthy way, or they become too needy or too controlling or narcissistic. And then they feel there's a sense of ownership because the great thing about what you said, that you are the type of person to break away and ground yourself, right? Where other people could be siphoning from you and draining all of your resources because maybe you've been there for them and they feel a need or need to challenge you to make you available for them at all times. So when you said when people constantly dismiss you and invalidate me, then you got to also we because it's normal emotion to feel the way you do, but we also have to put ourselves in a point when you have those people that are like that invalidate you, then we as ourselves must get to a point where we don't give them any power, right? When they dismiss you, get to a point where you will not feel you're dismissed anymore. And then you could change that language from dismiss, which feels negative, right, for you, and become empowered. and use a different word that's more positive to replace dismiss, right? That you've taken the position to remove yourself to a better place and position and energy for you. So when people constantly dismiss you, and if there's people you're saying, that means there's a lot, there's more than one, then don't expect them to validate you at all. Don't look for approval. Don't look for anything from them. Reroute your energy to something else that gives you a spark. And when you put the work in, also be patient at putting that work in because it takes time for us to learn new things. Our brain, sometimes we forget how valuable our brain is and all what God created, all these intricacies going on. It's a lot of business going on inside. So we have to a lot of times do the maintenance to keep the motor running. Da, 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 highway, looking for some action. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know that song. Born to be wild. That's that feeling you want to get. Wild means feeling liberated. So if you have to kind of write down those names that people are dismissing you and not validating your feelings, don't give them any power. That means remove yourself and or don't put it out there. Don't expect anything from them, right? Put your expectations into if there's people out there into people who you think you could lean on and trust, right? Or into your therapy, or into your journals, or into something that you love, right? Some great TVs. You like the 1990 stuff, set it off. Titanic. Feed your soul. We all need our souls fed, right? Because being alive, we pour into others all the freaking time. Even when we meet strangers, we got to put on our best behavior, right? Our best impression when we're just doing things in life, and that can be draining. So we pour so much and we have to replenish. And so hopefully I was able to answer that question. When people constantly dismiss me and invalidate me and my feelings and what I'm going through, then when I finally stop telling them things, they got to get in their feelings. And guess what? You are not responsible for their feelings, and how they can get over it is for you to sometimes train them. And how you train them is don't give them any of your power. And how you train them is to do better for yourself, because it's going to become so natural when you recognize those your strengths, right? And then here go T Lounge. Thank you, child. Child, thank you. She forgot posting a link. Check me out, please, y'all. Please. We're patient here too. Please subscribe, y'all. If you want some good energy and some good stuff, that's my sister, y'all. T Lounge, what? She's got it. She's got that magic going on. And she keeps you entertained with the truth. Because she's like me, she likes politics too. We make that work for us, right? She support me, I support her. I just love, 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 love her. Nodulist in 90s is talking to Soul Sister, who is Daydream. I'm just always rubbing my nose. Now, if I want to apologize for that, I do think it's the cat hair. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, do things that are unkosher here. Soul Sister Daydream, I can't stand when people do that. The same people who claim I'm draining when I talk to the people who are expected to care. But then when I move on in silence, these same people, and they just become addicted to you. They just want to keep snatching and pulling, and and they become really needy. They become really needy. Yes, we do. We support nodulistic content too. Yes. They have so great content. We are here to support one another because that's what it takes, is building community. And then I hope I was able to help with something like that. And if you have more questions, holla at your girl, because I'm right here, right? I plan to be here probably for maybe 3 hours. We are 29 minutes and 42 seconds into Rhonda's lovely sparks. I am live, and welcome to my friends from all over the world. Raha peeped in, said hello, and then Michael Donna and our family in the chat room have advice. I have great people in our circle. Tracy Lee Williams, what's up? That's my brother from Ohio. I love you. Yeah, and we're all here together, and I know that when you ask a question, all of us are welcomed to give your to pour in your energy, to share what's on in your hearts and minds. Because I don't know everything. The only qualifications I have is life experience, and I can only speak from a position that what I've done for 58 years have really worked for me. And that's the overcoming of adversity. Ah, Lola's here. Lola, hot sauce. Hi, Lola. Hello. Happy birthday, my beautiful sis. Oh my God. Woo. Do I love her? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lola. Cowboys, hot sauce. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lola. Oh, when I create the happy birthday posters and things in my community tab for people that let me know your birthday, I channel your energy, and what I feel from your energy, I create, right? And I do. My husband be sitting right over there, and he'll saw me creating Lola's happy birthday uh, greeting and love, and I was just channeling all of that, and that's what Lola I see in Lola. Her spirit is just so beautiful. And I just so happy birthday, my love. And all of you out there, if you want me to do a shout out and sing a happy birthday, because it means so much to me that you are alive. It means so much to us that we are alive. Tracy Lee Williamson, Naja Listanani, the Tea Lounge, Daydream, 1990s Tea Lounge, Reese's Cup. It mattered. Rhonda, who came in, I believe she's in India. Um, it matters to all of us that we are alive. And I take birthdays on a whole nother level, because it's not just me going, oh, happy birthday. I mean, for me, it's like, I'm glad you're alive. It's like you made it. You made it. Oh my God, you made it, right? So glad you're born. So glad you're here. Thank God for your birth. A happy birthday to Lola. She's my Lola. I just love her. So excited to do that. I'm so excited to do that for my sister. I have to say it again, y'all. I have to say it again. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where'd it go? Oh my God, I found it. So Lola bought me for my cowboy charm. She bought me because she knows I love cherries. And she bought these cherries for me for my charm. So I added to my Dallas Cowboy charm bracelet, and she bought me Honest, which is a incredible blood orange color made by Honest. And I'm not going to lie, when I put this on my lips, I never had anything that smooth before. Not even silky. It's smoother than silk because I have problems with my lips. And it's so medicinal. So shout out to our birthday lady today. Um, I wanted to share with you all about our topic also, along with the chat room. Who's the cherry on top? Please share with me what's in your hearts and minds. Okay, because I'll take the time and I'm not leaving until we address everybody that I address. Address means when I communicate with you and, give you my love to you and be here for you. That's just how I'm wired. Um, get my chat together here. Live chat. Okay. First, I want to check and make sure all of y'all can hear me okay. And I'm getting to the topic. We lost a battle, but the war is not over. And my husband, I had it first. We lost the battle, but the war is not over. And this is going to be a topic that's not going to create people more anxiety because it's not that kind of party with me because my nature, I made sure that I named my channel that's true to me. And I am Rhonda. And lovely came from when I was a little girl. My parents used to call me lovely. Oh, you're so lovely. Because back in the day, Stevie Wonder, isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Remember that? That was a popular song when I was a little girl. Uh, if someone could text something in the chat room so I can see and test if everything is copacetic, because looks like the after Lola smiled, that's the last text I got. So I just want to make sure that the chat room is running because it just froze. I just want to make sure it didn't freeze. So let me go. Hi. Okay, good. Okay, we're here. Okay, I just want to make sure. Thank you so much. I'm still here. Okay. And that's just me testing because the chat room just stopped. And it's okay if it stops. I just want to make sure that, that I didn't disappear. Um, so my hubby, I was saying before, he is a war historian, and he was looking at what I wrote when I said we lost the battle. And he says, Rhonda, we didn't lost the battle. He said we lost a battle. But the war's not over. And again, I remind people this is not going to increase anxiety. This is going to probably definitely give you some insights about what's important. Give you some insights about what happened again with the election, but some fresh perspectives on people that we probably thought, what the hell are they talking about? Oh my God. So we don't have to do this. That stank face. Oh my God. This is called stank face rehabilitation. So we don't tell that stank face, but we can find maybe some understanding for ourselves to grow, not necessarily having the need to reach out to everybody that seems to be just a little toxic or the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, but we don't really, you know, need to have that need to fix everything around us. And this is what this is not about. It's about how we can grow with some facts, with some information that's going to help us. And it's going to be some heavy stuff here. It's going to get heavy. But when I say heavy, what it means is food for thought. It's going to be some food for thought that when I shut down and I'm off, and I go good night, sweet dreams, hopefully you can go to bed tonight. So let me get through. I want to say join me as I dive into the reasons why Black Lives Matter uh, movement had a hand in also predicting the Democrat struggles. And we're going to see if I can connect the dots that everyone seems to be missing, right? There's some dots that are missing. And Mike Aldana says, I sent you an email very early. Oh, did you? How did I miss that? I thought I checked my email um, this morning podcast. Okay, I got to pay attention. I thought I checked it. Nodulista 90 says therapy, Christian support group, pastoral counseling, and a small group of loved ones, soul sister, daydream included. That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you all are included in this therapy group because it does feel really good when you have someone with you going to places like this because it's very you have extra support after you leave. You can go home and talk about it. You can walk home or meet up somewhere and go to somewhere to have a cup of coffee or whatever, hot tea, and you could discuss this because it's great to have a person that can read you, who understands, that could help you move forward together. And then Najee said, these are mental health resources. Yeah, that's wonderful. Support groups are amazing because I could say this is probably my support group. Not probably, it is. We're a support group, right? So I wanted to also share yesterday, I went and saw the replay of what I did yesterday. Feel free, you all, to go to my live stream that I did yesterday. And I did cry. I broke down and I cried. And I thank you for allowing me to cry and share my emotions, my true emotions, and allowing me to be myself because I obviously held it in. And obviously, my feelings felt comfortable to trust you with how I felt. And it's not like I'm going, well, I want you to see this video because watch me cry. No, it's because probably if I expressed an emotion, it means I poured uh, my true feelings. I don't do fraud well at all. I do wear my emotion on my, on my sleeves, and I feel okay with that. Um, I feel good with that, and everybody shared pretty much the same sentiment. And this is from yesterday. Everybody pretty much shared the same sentiment about how they felt when they woke up the day after the election. It felt like a bedwetting, abysmal doom. And so it was very emotional, but it was very healing. And this is my support group. It's our support group. And Daydream says, well, we also have that in common, sister. I'm in counseling nonprofit. I'm a reality Black design support. I'm in a reality Black design support group, and I talk to my pastor. Standing ovation. I love that. I'm very big on people getting, the help that you need. And it's not a bad word. And Daydream says, I found you too. We are the same age and have the same birthday, and we have the same experiences, and we share the same God-given talents. And it's so important, like I have done, found some like minds on my channel. I did a comment yesterday, and I posted the link for you all to check it out. Check it out. Hey. Okay, I know I'm not like, I do an awful Cardi B. But I kind of like her. If I like her, it doesn't mean I'm going to dress like her. It doesn't mean I got a body like her. No, it doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm just saying I like, how she's grown in life and a mom and all that. I got respect for women. Go women and go men. Power to you. So I want to share, with the Kamala defeat. I was sharing about making sure that you all hydrate, take care of yourselves, and while we go through getting prepared for the next election, right? And make sure that you vote in your local elections. And next spring, there's going to be more elections coming up. And make sure you sign up with vote.org or whatever median that you are a part of. Stay informed. You can also subscribe to text messages. Um, I want to say that I broke down yesterday the stunning defeat of Kamala Harris and called it, for the most of us, bedwetting moment and what it means for the future of politics. Her surprising loss, where I was exploring what went wrong yesterday, okay, and shared percentages how blacks in the blue states affected the vote and in a positive way, and the way we feel that it wasn't positive, but also an opportunity to open our ear and our minds to see what was their problem, right? And that's what we're going to do tonight. Um, and I also gave a in-depth analysis, and let people know, um, comment, share with me how you're feeling as we have this discussion that I feel personally politicians missed. How are you going to get the George Floyd Act passed, or let's say passed? How are you going to get the George Floyd Policing Act passed if you are not incorporating some things for which the Black Lives Matter emotions have been affected around the world, by the way? I do feel that was a missed opportunity, and you're going to hear some funny things about what I'm going to say, like what are we looking at? What will we be looking for next time? I'm going to give you some humor, but humor is another form of reality. Saturday Night Live has pretty much been on point. Family Guy has been pretty much on point. Animation, who have real human writers, have been on point with their predictions. Um, I want to also share with you quickly about a um, something I misspoke on yesterday, and I want to apologize in advance. I might say one name and I mean another, and so it happens, right? When you're live, I don't have a crew here with cue cards telling me what to do. I don't have things in my ear that's on the view that's guiding me and what I'm doing. So I want to apologize in advance. So I want to say I have a correction that Joe Biden, not Trump, because I said that. Joe Biden, and I posted that on that link there, the correction. I misspoke. Joe Biden passed a law that was over $80 billion to the IRS. Fact sheet. The Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act calls for delivering nearly $80 billion to the IRS for over 10 years. 2 years in, the Inflation Reduction Act is lowering costs for millions of Americans, tackling the climate crisis, and creating jobs. So you all look up the Inflation Reduction Act. And I misspoke and said Trump did this, and I really didn't mean that. I was like, when I saw that, I was watching it from my bedroom. I was like, oh, I had a gasp. Like, no, it wasn't Trump. So things like that happen, right? When you go live. We are here tonight to start with a huge issue, and we'll spend also all of us many days discussing how we can defend democracy and get rid of fears and anxiety. And this is what I'm going to be covering. The demonetization was a blessing because it has me on track with something that's important, even though movies are important. Monetization is important, but it also made me go a different direction, which I'm still going to have movies, watch parties, but also not having a movie on Tuesday night, which I'm going to have every Saturday night, has me able to do more live streaming. Michael Donna says Trump is going to lay claim to Biden's policy this time around, exactly like he laid claim on Obama's policies when it came to inflation, when it came to employment, when it came to the Affordable Care Act, which is called Obamacare. Obama did that. And Trump laid claim to something that he fought against. He didn't want Affordable Care Act. He didn't want any of those things. But when the benefit, the numbers, economy and all this went up, he took that work. And this is to give people, myself and everybody out there, an opportunity to kind of understand too a little bit more about politics so you can learn to leave your anxiety behind. And once you learn more of it, then you learn that it won't be a trigger for you. If you understand things, then it won't be a trigger or bad as a trigger as it has been for you. That it will be more, when you understand more, you go, aha, so that is what this is about, right? Oh, that's why. Because when it comes to understanding, when you reach the goal of understanding, you reach a goal of peace. Is why we're talking about also with what Day Dream 1990s brought up and what Nodulista 90s is that they're going to these support groups to get all this great support so they can find understanding why they feel the way they do. And this, what I'm providing is letting you know why we feel the way we do. People who does not support our philosophy, and for people who do. But it is about defending democracy. And this is what what we fight for. Is protecting and defending democracy. And who would ever think that in the year 2024 that we will be saying that language? You would have thought the Declaration of Independence took care of that. Hell no, because even though there was a date to free enslaved to free enslaved people, still Texas didn't get that. Well, they did get the memo, but they were still milking slaves dry in this state. It's why we celebrate Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is our day to celebrate our independence, even though we are still in the struggle. We still are. And that's why I'm mentioning about Black Lives Matter. I'm trying to refresh my, and we'll talk about the 15 million votes that are out there too. But that's toward the end. Let's get to this. We are here tonight. I'm going to repeat that to start, because I see people still coming in. To start with a huge issue, and we'll spend many days discussing how we can defend democracy and get rid of fears and anxiety, because that's what my channel is about. Getting rid of anxiety and fears. United States doesn't solve the problem that affect Black people. If we and everybody of all complexions can relate to that. It's not going to resolve everything on what affects us. Would I agree and follow all the narratives that are put out there? Narratives mean anything that's out there? The answer is no, right? These are two things to work with. No, we don't have to follow the narrative. It's why I'm always constantly searching for something better, bigger and better. Do I respect people's differences? Yes, but I can disagree. And what's the threat of the Project 2025 and the threat of what, for me, this election was about? The threat was going to take all of my freedoms away. Just because I have a deeper understanding of what people are feeling, and just because I've done the work on myself to be optimistic, doesn't mean that everyone is on that same plateau. Doesn't mean everybody out there is on the same page. Kind of like you go, oh, we're the United States of America, but we are taking different paths and different highways and different trails and different ways of how we live. Doesn't mean that everyone, just because we say we're united, it doesn't mean that we're all on the same plateau. Uh, and there are people who are freshly burned. I'm gonna get there in a minute. Okay, I'm like this. I speak a little slow. I got probably a little southern drawl, and I just got that thing about me. I'm not gonna be speaking fast like a lot of those smart guys out there who are teaching us about how to use YouTube. I just don't. Daydream says, I exercise every day and I eat healthy, and I grew up eating healthy, so it's easy to do as young adult female. And Daydream says, to get through this election, I have to remember the previous 3 years before COVID, I was thinking positive thoughts when these years popped in my mind. Exactly. My husband and I too. And that brought a fear all over us. I mean, we lost people in our family. My husband lost first cousins. They died to COVID. It's real. We're going to go next month for our appointment to get our vaccines updated. I'm not against people who don't believe in the vaccine. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. And my husband. There are people who are freshly burned, and I'm going to give some examples. Someone dear to them, here are some examples. And I'm going to get to the point. When we get to the end of this, you go, oh, okay. Someone dear to them is either still falsely imprisoned right now, and they are justified for how they're feeling. The reason why I'm here and I'm live right now, because I have a healthy lifestyle. I feel pretty balanced, and I could speak from a podium without being so negative to others who are going through other things in life where they are burning, where they are burned. There are people living in their car on the streets. There are people who are diagnosed with incurable diseases. I'm talking about during all this election and all this that we're going through, like our friend Curtis Bergdorf. He had to bury his lovely wife not long ago. What I'm trying to get is a pathway, and I'm going to get there, right? Be patient with me. Other people's priorities are different. There are people who just buried a grandchild, who are losing their home, and their pain is in the red, and nothing else is important, such as voting to them. Does that bring a different perspective as to why people are not into politics? Yeah. I'm speaking at a good place. My cat is over here. I've been through some bad things in my life and some horrible pain in my life. I don't want to go back to that. But also, that has also put me in a place to also be understanding, even to people I don't agree, but I don't have to rescue them. But being more understanding for people I disagree makes me stronger, so I can have a logical reason why I don't agree. But I could see my surroundings and check out my surroundings and go, you know what? That ain't for me. Or I could maybe kind of spot what's not for me, right? So speaking to Black people, the this is how Black people felt. I'm not saying every Black person, but I'm saying Black people who voted for Trump, people who are independents, who did not move from independent into the category of Republican either. A lot of percentages of independents, and I say lot, I'm not saying the majority. It's not the majority, but numbers make a difference. And they voted Green Party. And there's another party too. But it wasn't Democrat and it wasn't Republican because these other parties were on the ticket. That kind of takes away from the meat and potatoes of the presidency, right? But shit happens. Uh, and so speaking to Black people was muffled with policies such as student loans and wars where money is spent, and that Kamala wasn't Black enough. As crazy as that sounds, as maybe stupid, or we just can't absorb or compute that, there are a lot of people out there who voted, and this is how they feel. I disagree, but I understand that they felt that what they wanted was muffled in policies for student loans, spending their money on wars, and that Kamala, for them, wasn't Black enough. There are videos by these YouTube content creators that I want to share with you all. Anton Daniels, Nick Johnson, and Nick Shirley. And if you all want, again, a transcript of what I'm talking about when I go live, I'll be more than happy to email it to you, and there's no charge. Because I know I'm naming a lot of resources that I have saved. And if you all need to look up these resources later, then that tells you you don't really have to write notes right now, because I think a few of you are writing notes. And I don't want you to feel that you have to be in class. I want you to chill. A good chunk of the vote went to the third-party candidates in Michigan, Dearborn. Yes. I love how Mike helps me, because those are facts. YouTube content creators such as Anton Daniels, Nick Johnson, and Nick Shirley, to name a few, they went around in their cities, which is Texas, Michigan, and Philadelphia, asking people on the streets, who are they going to vote for? Believe it or not, they were able to take an accurate temperature of who was going to win. And it was Trump. Nodulista 90 says 2015 to 2019, good old days before 2020. I've created a great life post pandemic, which I'm proud of, but I think how simple life was prior. I'm serious. There's a lot of pressures on our young folks today. Oh my God, the things that they are having to face and deal with, the politics in schools, and seeing and witnessing and hearing about people walking into their schools and unaliving innocent kids. They were born into watching planes fly into Twin Towers. I wasn't born into that. When I was born, unfortunately, those beautiful people were already assassinated, and I was young. But later on, I was able to channel and understand and learn the history of that. And that's what our young folks, Gen Z, are doing. They want to understand. They're learning the civil rights. They're watching these movies. They're watching the History Channel, and they want to understand. And 99 point, probably 9%, if not 100%, do understand. But we have to listen to what they're saying right now, even if out there, other people out there will make you cringe, we have to pay attention. Because what makes us cringe is because we really don't want to, we like our comfort zone, and we really don't want to, we feel that we're right, and we feel that we don't want to bend. And probably we are right. Probably we don't want to bend because we experienced a history that Gen Z hasn't, right? So they have a different outlook on how they think about things because they were born to witness planes flying into Twin Towers. That's something that's deep. And for you to be that young and have to deal and cope with people walking into schools and unaliving so many people, I didn't experience that at all. Someone smoking in the bathroom was bad. So there's some generational differences we have to find some compassion with. And Nigel said, yes, we were. I know this because I have two daughters that are about their age too. They're in their 30s. And I went through some training as a parent to understand them because I don't know everything. I had to also upgrade my parenting skills for my daughters. Things that would make me just go gulp. I had to make that a part of something that felt comfortable because it was creating anxiety because I didn't understand. So I had to put myself in an uncomfortable position to trust the process and be comfortable. I was talking about those content creators who went out and they were in Texas and they were in Michigan and they were in Philadelphia, and they were just asking people in the street. And they were just asking these people, and they were like, who are you going to vote for? And I have to admit that I thought they were stupid. I'm just going to be honest. I did. Today, I don't agree with them at all. I don't, but I learned that it's their voice. And they own that. And whether we like it or not, it is the temperature of the part of the country that I'm not around. I'm not in that circle. Mike Aldana said, it dumbfounds me that the Arab community would vote for Trump, even though I know a lot of that stems from Biden's stance on Gaza conflict. True. Before Joe Biden's and the Gaza conflict, Arab Muslims were on the path of voting more Republican. Let's say at least 8 years. And I'm not just making that up. That's because of what I've studied today from Newsweek and some other resources. And I posted on the community tab a website I would just recommend for people to subscribe to because they talk about world news, they talk about facts, and they talk about world news from a international perspective because they are international and they talk about America's politics. And I got this information from them. As far as in a minute, I'm going to give them credit. When I start reading their information, I'm going to let you know where the credits will be given. 8 years ago, they said there was a huge dip, a downfall in Arab Muslim Americans voting for Democrat. And they were in their Black conservative agendas and meetings, they were galvanizing for turning Republican. And it's been known that Arab Muslims have been known for shooting themselves in the foot, in spite of not trying to insult anybody. But they do. What that means, shoot yourself in the foot, means that you're supporting some things that aren't in your benefit and not really truly understanding the science behind it and the true agenda and the history of racism, which is today, hasn't changed. That there's a playbook to take down Muslim Americans. Now, we can say, well, Trump did remove the traveling bans. But did people forget what he had put in place against the Muslims? Did he forget? Did we forget that? That it's like disciplining, right? Playing with your feelings. Well, I'm just going to put out there and prove to people that I have a lot of power. So I'm going to put some restrictions out there, but then later on, the plan is to remove those restrictions so they can think and see that I was their hero. And that is the art of manipulation. That's out of their playbook. Well, I'm going to F you over, but I'm going to mail out a whole bunch of stimulus checks. He mailed out a bunch of stimulus checks with his signature, and he didn't want that. He fought against it. And he forced the government to have his signature on that, but he wasn't for that. But he stamped his name, and people out there buying gold chains because they said their stimulus check bought them a gold chain. This is real shit. Just saying. So Mike Aldana says, it dumbfounds me that the Arab community would vote for Trump, even though I know a lot of that stems from Biden. Right. A big disconnect with the Democratic fan base going forward. It is. It's seriously. I mean, in the 60s, the civil rights movement and the passing of the Civil Rights Bill truthfully gave Democrats an identity. Democrats really didn't have an identity before that. So people's like, oh, we got some momentum. Let's build on that and start winning elections. And that's when they started changing the face of the Democrat Party to be for the people. And that was inspired by yours truly, the Civil Rights Bill. That was passed in the 60s. Lyndon Baines Johnson carried out John F. Kennedy's wish when he was assassinated. So the thing that Mike Aldana brought to my mind and heart, what is it now? I mean, I feel that Kamala ran a perfect election. And I shared, just for a minute, I'm going to share because you all have to check out the replay of the link that I posted from yesterday's post, from yesterday's live stream. I talk about what happened Kamala underperformed. And why? By tiny percentages, 1 and 2, which equals to 10,000, depends on population, or 20,000 people. That's a lot of effing votes, right? That makes a difference. So with that percentage, also came people who felt underserved, not respected, who felt unentitled, who felt not important, that were sitting on the couch during Obama presidency and Trump's first presidency and Biden's presidency. There's a lot of population out there who are MAGA supporters who felt disenfranchised. And Trump made them feel very important, very entitled. He gave them attention that they've never had in their entire life. And he spoke their language. And I mentioned that yesterday too. And I'll repeat it. It was appealing to them. And I also shared why that percentage of Black people did not vote Democrat this time, flipped and voted Republican, and also why more Black men, not all, there's still 70, 90 something percent Black people voted for Kamala. Let's don't get that twisted. But still, percentages count, no matter how small they are. We always said that our vote does count, and it does. Because we've seen this very close election. Even though we can say Trump took off with 290 something electoral votes, still it was tight. Trump, successfully appealed to disenfranchised MAGA supporters. And they felt loved, even in spite of he calling them stupid and stink. They didn't care because they have never been important in their whole life. And in their minds, this rich man, in their minds, this billionaire Trump gave them attention for the first time in their life. And what happened? They got off the couch and they came out and voted for Trump. Because what did I mention yesterday? In 2020, what was the number? In 2020, how many registered voters did not vote? It was like 80 something, right? 80 something. And let me repeat this again because I might have to repeat this in every live I have because it's new, fresh minds in here. New, fresh people. Welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. Why 80 million Americans didn't vote in 2020? 80 million Americans were registered and did not vote in 2020. Like Coyote said yesterday, like Mike Aldana mentioned, it was untapped potential. Trump saw that and he got, not saying 100% of 80 million, but a lot of them to come out and get off the couch who were MAGA supporters. And he kept drilling it and kept having rallies and kept saying the language, which I'm going to talk about that language, which I talked about yesterday. I'm not going to repeat the same thing, but we're going to do a little different twist tonight. Over 80 million registered voters in 2020 were registered and did not vote. And he tapped into that potential because he knew inches mattered. He knew it. His people are some snake mother effers. They are some snakish, swampish mother elfers. But they're proud about being mother elfers, and they have been very unapologetic, is what appealed to the percentage of Black men who voted for Trump. I wanted to share about when this guy was interviewing people live in the streets. Houston, there was Michigan. There is this black man. He gave him the mic, and he had a chain around his neck. It was a beautiful chain. He said, "Yeah, yeah, Trump bought this chain for me. He sent me a stimulus check, and I bought this chain. Look at there. Vote Trump, Trump, Trump all the way." And I'm not going to insult people and call them names because I know a lot of people are subscribers to my channel, and I know that's probably how they feel too, right? But maybe I can have your ear for a minute, okay? I learned that it's their voice and they own it, and it's the temperature of the part of the country that I'm not around. I repeated that. Mike Aldana says not voting happens every election cycle, but it definitely showed this time around knowing what was at stake for this 2024 election. And exactly, and this is what I break down here tonight. Um, like everything else in this country, I feel that still uh, we are living under one roof. Don't we think like that? Just give an example. We all feel like we're living under one roof, right? America. And under that roof, someone is not going to like what you eat, what you drink, how you that you don't wash your dirty dishes, that you leave them in the sink, and how you stink the house when you have a good long shit, right? And when you snore, we got issues under the same roof here in the United States of America. I want to bring that attention to you how it is, right? We have some people that we just don't get along under the same roof. The question is, how do we live with that today? Mike, Daydream, Nodulista, Reese's Pieces, um, Tea Lounge, everybody that's sitting in the cut, smash that like and subscribe because I have more people who are not subscribed who look at my content. So give me some credit here. Subscribe so that little point matters, like our vote matters. The question is, how do we live with that today? And my answer is not to ignore what's going on in your country. Ignoring it and grieving is not going to help us. Getting mad is not going to help us. Telling police officers what your rights are is not going to help you. And I beg you, please live to fight another day. Remember the officer's badge number. Remember their patrol car number. If you feel you have been done unjustly, please live to fight another day. Because I'm tired of hearing people out there being unalived by officers at stop signs. I know we're impatient. I know I'm sick and tired. I know you're sick and tired, but we're tired of planning funerals for our young folks out there because this is why sometimes my elders didn't tell me shit because they didn't want me going out there doing that and fighting. They wanted me to live to fight another day. Mike Aldana says, if you don't care, then nobody else will care. And the reason why I'm going to continue talking about these subjects is to build community and encourage you all to hydrate and together how we can cope and deal with this. And let me remind people, I didn't watch the news today. Yesterday, I didn't watch the news after the election, and I didn't watch the news today either. And I shared with you all I might watch the news today, and I did not because I want to have my own independent perspective on this. I want it to not sound like what the media is talking about. I did not watch any news today, my loves, because I know probably what you all will hear. You will hear things from me that you didn't hear from the news today because I didn't watch it and I don't want to be inspired by that. I want to have my own thing. Najalista said, I had to learn how to create boundaries with my mom and I live with her. That's good, my love. Live to fight another day. Make it. Because a lot of people who are impatient are creating crimes and they are locked up in prison for the rest of their life because they were triggered. Right? Um, Nodulus 90 says, I have an old friend from high school who attempted self injury, and instead of getting the help she needed, she was arrested. And how bad is that? It's very bad. And I'm glad that we can do better. Mike Aldana says, you're better than me, staying informed. I'm staying informed, but I'm not watching the news. Last 2 days since the election, I have not watched it because I wanted to give a fresh perspective, just mine. I want to be pure. I want to be a virgin. And I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Without the influence of the media, because I do feel still majority of people got it wrong. I'm going to check it out, but I feel that. Nadalisa said, it makes me want to help and hug those who suffer from suicidal thoughts and attempt and self-injury. And I love you for that. Thank you, because it is such a great need for that. Tracy Lee said, I was watching SpaceX. It was awesome. Hello, Tracy Lee. I forgot to do a 4-time shout out to you. Tracy Lee, Tracy Lee. Hello, Tracy Lee. I love you. I love you. Y'all know Tracy Lee is my buddy, not only my movie watch bestie, but hello, he's just a good friend, and I love my friends. Your support means a lot to me. So I want to start back with, and thank you all for you all who are out at work listening to me. I have people that are working tonight and they listen to me. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I can make your job an easier shift to survive the night, to survive your shift. A shout out to the workers out there and a shout out to my friends that are overseas. I want to say about this man, but I wanted to say this chain that this guy talked about that he got with a stimulus check, it meant the world to him. And before he was going to clock out, it meant the world to him what he said. And he said that getting that chain, he wanted to get something that before he clocked out in this world. That was his priorities. Doesn't mean he's wrong for that. You ever get to the point where you have to wait a whole month to get your paycheck? And then when you get your paycheck, I'm coming for you, KFC. I'm coming for you, barbecue plates. I got you. I know it sounds not important, but I'm just trying to tap into a knee-jerk reaction that most of us have when it comes to waiting, right? And when you finally feel that you get something, like the person who wins the lottery, then they end up purchasing all this god awful decor, lots of gold and lots of stuff, right? This god awful taste. Then they spend their money and then they become broke. It's the thirst that people in this country are craving. It's the thirst that people in this country have. And they're just so exhausted. And they're so tired and they're living paycheck to paycheck or no paycheck at all. I'm not a sympathizer with drug dealers. But if the economy, when they say economy, it could be that a population of people are affected because people who used to buy their drugs aren't buying it as much. I know it sounds hilarious, but it's true. And we're tapping into the underbelly of America that feels neglected tonight. I'm not saying that Black Lives Matter are the underbelly of America. What I'm saying is that that is also untapped potential. That our election didn't cover. Did they tap into women's rights? The abortion issue was talked about a lot. Democrats are really trying to tap into this potential of being universal and being presidential for all people. And I get that. But it just because we get that, it doesn't mean that others liked it. Doesn't mean it was a good fit for them. Tracy Lee says 4 astronauts back home to save a woman astronaut. Whoa, you know we love them movies. And Mike Aldana says impatient with self gratification. Yes, sir. God, I wish you can come on with me live sometimes. I understand. Okay. I'm just pushing it. You have a great mind. This man, that chain meant a lot to him. And like Mike Aldana mentioned, impatient with self gratification because the media, and some of the music, and some of the TV, and all these things out there. And God bless the Kardashians. God bless the cooking shows. And people are starving. People remove themselves from reality and they live in a fantasy. And a lot of people out there who are living in fantasies, they wish that it was real. But then they have to clock out and go back to their reality. And not everybody's reality is healthy. So I could sit here in the comfort of my chair, the safety, my husband's in their sleep, my kitty cat is here, and I could sit back in the comfort of my good work and be able to help someone else. I can sit in the comfort of that good work that I put in myself because there was a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. I said, oh my God, I survived this? God ain't through with me yet. Oh, God, you're not through with me yet? And I'm not trying to shove religion down anybody's throat because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. But it's true. Daydream says, my reality is healthy and I don't smoke and I don't drink. And she said, I don't do illegal drugs and I've never done these things and still a virgin. Preach. Because people, to understand being a virgin today, you're triumphant. You think my age, we went through a lot of challenges when it came to sex and sexual partners and the revolution? Ask your parents, my parents. They went through another revolution when it comes to sex and independence, love and not war. And then we come to mine, and then we come to the younger generation that I want to learn, like from Daydream and Nodulista. To be a virgin today is something that's so monumental and a standing ovation. And I want her to write that 100 million times because when she does, I'm going to give her a standing ovation. Because I know it was hard for me to remain a virgin till I got married, my first rotten ass marriage, and I won. I was able to divorce. I was able to survive. At a young age, I was a virgin. That probably doesn't mean shit to nobody else, but I'm just saying for that time, that was commendable. That was a great accomplishment. Michael Aldana says, Daydream, you're staying true to who you are. Yes, she is. She is. Like everything else in this country, I feel that still we're living under one roof. And I gave the example about what that feels like. And the question is, how do we live with that today? I gave an answer to that. And We have to be open to understand, with also making sure you stay true to your own personal beliefs, right? I'm not saying if you're a racist, you stay with your beliefs. Damn it, you need to evolve from that bullshit. Sorry. Sorry. It's kind of it's tough sometimes. But it's tough to have these conversations without cussing. I'm just saying. Because the moral compass of this country cannot be judged by a percentage who gets off the couch and decides to all of the sudden vote because Trump has catered to their insecurities. We've always known that there's a lot of demons out there, a lot of evil, a lot of bad people, but I wanted to remind people there are more great people there. And just because Kamala didn't win, and just because Trump got the numbers, I'm not going to say he won, he got the numbers, doesn't mean that we failed. It means he tapped into a more evil, untapped potential, which was over 80 million people, not thousand, 80 million people of registered voters did not vote in 2020. He saw that as an opportunity. And it's no secret. It's no secret. I mean, if you look at all the material and the bios and things that's been happening on YouTube where they have been educating us in movies and shows and all that, they've told us that's his style. That's his style. He's been a proud, open racist, and people still voted for him because that's his style. And maybe because people feel, well, we got racists who are Democrats, but they're not admitting it. So Trump is keeping it real. I mean, that's true. Not that Trump is keeping it real, but because there's a lot of people masking and they feel that Trump is keeping it real because he's revealing that he loves to give head to a mic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Help me. Speaking, and we're going to take a different turn right here, and I'm not going to try to, overwhelm you because I always let you know when I'm going to take a little turn, right? Trump panders to our fears. Novelista said, that's why we connect, and there aren't too many people our age like us. We are Gen Z, and I love you and thank you for your support, Gen Z. And I'm so happy to see my daughters who are in their 30s. They go, oh my God, I got a cool mom. And they weren't always like that. There were times I really thought that my kids hated me. And even though they were difficult, then I found out later when they got older that they didn't hate me. They were just going through some difficult things. I felt like they hated me. And I still survived it. Now they come over my house and they come visit me in the chat room and they're trying to tell me their progress. And then I just make sure that I'm always telling them how proud I am of them. In spite of what they choose to become, I'm proud of them. And they were teenagers. Yes, they were teenagers. They were 13 going into 14, 15, 16, and 17. It gave me hell. I survived. Put me on the back of the milk carton and go, I survived. Because it's nothing like a mother's pain. I'm joking, but I'm not. Speaking about January 6th, are y'all very kind of move? Because all this has something to do with each other. We're going to transition just a little bit. They were probably teenagers. Yes, they were teenagers. They were teenagers. And I share this with you because we have Gen Z in here. And other people who are older who also went through that too, right? So anyway, speaking about January 6th, did anyone notice that there were not any signs of Barack and Michelle Obama in look, like monkeys, resembled monkeys. Was I the only one that noticed that this time? During January 6th, am I the only one that noticed there were no signs with the MAGA on January 6th that had Michelle Obama and Barack Obama looking like monkeys? Did anyone notice the racially insensitive language was toned down a lot? Mike Aldana says Trump's campaign has openly admitted now we're implementing Project 2025 once he won the election. Mhm. Uh, did anyone notice the racially insensitive language was toned down and a lot on that day? It was toned down. It wasn't even mentioned. Kind of made you feel, oh my God, they love black people now. Oh, not. No. It was the art of manipulation. It's tweaking their talking points. It's mastering the art of fucking you over. Daydream 90 says, I thought I was just a teenager in previous 4 years prior to COVID, then realized my situation growing up was different and I have trauma. So I had a reason for my health feelings towards my folks. Oh, I believe you, sweetheart. And I agree with you because things are different for different people. You know, your experiences are different and your experiences matter. When Trump, uh, did anyone notice again, the racially insensitive language was toned down a lot on that day about Black people? And did anyone notice that MAGA on January 6th wanted to lynch Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence? Anyone notice that? Raise your hand. That they wanted to lynch white people. Oh, never am I saying that was good. I'm just trying to tell you how obvious their plan was. And obvious how racism has changed for the worse. That now, it used to be that Black people were the target 1000%. Today, we are still the target, but you add some gravy to it, and it's now added anybody that's not for them is against them, and they're thrown in the pot with us Black people. Seriously, they do hate people that much. Go, oh, really? We are Black now? You are. Not really. You're able to get your toe, stick it in the water, the hot water and cold water, and take it out. They wanted to hang white people, Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence. And no matter how stank that was, it revealed the truth of who was going to win the presidency. We fought. We fought hard. We did prosecutions. And Trump still was around getting money for his shoes and his Bibles and neckties, coins. What else? I don't want to remember that. But there's a deeper pain of Democrats why they had decided the way they did. Immigration and how Trump struck a nerve with male Latino voters. Could be, in their perspective, that they feel that Blacks are leaving them crumbs, the Latinos, and white complexions can do more for them, for the Latinos. Could it be? Could it be? Because Trump has taught him how to use hate first and to feed their demons. It doesn't take that much work to feed a demon. Michael Dan says, I caught that, but there was a lot of shit going around at the same time. It was. It was. But we could learn from January 6th that it was in our face, right? It told us back then. We tried to fight it. We know we did. But there are people also in the swamp who had answers to win. They didn't have answers to be cordial. They didn't have answers to be fair, empathetic. Their answers were just to win. By all means necessary. And it didn't matter how. Um, Here's another one. Think about this for a minute and it will bend your brains. But let me break something down for you. I'm going to mention some satire. Are y'all ready for this satire? Because it's going to bend your brain. Just play along with me here, right? Okay? But let me break down some satire, which most of the time is so brutally honest that it hurts. But let me break this down. You ready to follow me here? Because I know new people are going to walk in and say, what the hell is she saying? Ones who jumped from Democrats to vote Trump, what do they want? Here's my perspective. It's satire, but satire writing on truths. Number one, a very dark black woman that definitely is not mixed race and or doesn't claim their race. A dark black woman that definitely is not mixed race and or doesn't claim their race. I know it's hard to compute that, right? I mean, I'm not saying being a dark black woman. I'm saying that their way of thinking. Can you think like that? Number two, do they want someone who is so fabulously ghetto, who could stimulate giving fellatio to a bowl of jello versus head to a mic? I said it. You think about that? Bend your brain a little bit and see what these voters who voted for Trump, what they're looking for. Repeat. Do they want someone who is fabulously ghetto, which is, I say fabulous because I'm not making light of people who are in the ghetto at all. I'm just saying fabulously ghetto, who could stimulate giving fellatio to a bowl of jello. I mean, could you see a Democrat doing that? Maybe we need to give fellatio to a bowl of jello versus um, giving head to a mic. Maybe they wanted an authentic twerker. Maybe an authentic twerker. Black Democrats who blatantly admits they are racist. Is that what they wanted? Did they want black Democrats who blatantly admits that they are racist? Boom! Boom. Did I hit the nail on the head? Yeah, I know it's bending your brain. I know you're like, what the fuck, Rhonda? I mean, that's what Trump did. Trump put in everybody's face he's racist. And they were like, yay. Black people didn't care who voted for Trump. Independents, maybe Green Party. They were cool with that. So flip that. Those scenarios, and you will get the answers how Trump made people feel special. Using those scenarios, you will get the answers how Trump made people feel very special. Sister JoJo, my sister JoJo Gonzalez, shout out, hello and good evening. She said to Rhonda's lovely sparks and everyone. And Michael Aldana said, that's like being Rachel Dolezal, who doesn't claim her white heritage. That's what they wanted. All I did was tweaked and bent it and put it in a language to see if you all can accept. I mean, can you? I mean, look at this. So y'all check out the replay. Check that out. But I'm just going to quickly say this. Satire, I'm going to say it again. I think it's just 3 items, 4 items. The satire I'm talking about right now, because I know you just walked in here. The satire is that people who voted for Trump, they wanted a dark black woman that definitely not mixed race and or doesn't claim their race. Number two, do they want someone who is fabulously ghetto, who could stimulate giving fellatio to a bowl of jello versus head to a mic? Do they want an authentic twerker? Do they want a black Democrat who can blatantly admit that they are racist? Boom. That's satire. But isn't that the truth? And isn't satire a form of truth? I disagree with all things that Trump and his followers support. And I'm just sharing the light on what we might have missed because we are all up in our feelings. Good feelings, though. Though we are also in good trouble, as the famous Joe Louis said. We're in good trouble. John Lewis. Joe Louis is a pretty cool guy, too, the boxer, but John Lewis, right? Google that. He's a Democrat that passed away with cancer, and the joke is on us. I'm going to dig a little deeper until these conversations can make you feel comfortable. You're going to say, hey, Rhonda, deeper? Hopefully deep enough where it's not bringing you anxiety, but it's also can bring you some food for thought, but some relief. Okay? And that's why I'm doing this. I had to refresh my TV. I'm going to dig deeper until these conversations can make you feel comfortable because uncomfortable conversations are supported by lies. And to make you feel good, but comfortable conversations is the work we put into understanding that we can still intelligently agree or disagree. The higher statistics prove, and here we're going to get into another thought process, okay? If you want a copy of my transcript, send me an email and I'll be more than happy to email it to you, and I will not charge you. It's free. If you want a copy, I'll email it to you, PDF format. Or if you want it just to be copied into the body of your email, just put that request in. The higher statistics prove that Kamala underperformed was from small margins of 1% to 2%, and which, depending on the population, you can fundamentally look from this perspective. 1,000 equal 10,000 and 2,000 equal 20,000%. No, let's see. 2% equal 20,000 and 1% equal 10,000, just to give you some fundamental ways of looking at the actual vote number, right? That's a hell of a lot of votes. I mean, really, think about that. Just to raise eyebrows to understand that those small percentages are a lot, and Black votes were in those small percentages who voted for Trump. Here, I'm going to send you the email. lovelybrnfemale@gmail.com. And feel free to communicate with me anytime. Okay. And like Mark Holmes mentioned in his live today, he said he sent me a text like 2 days ago, and he did. And I just saw the text today, and his text was like so many words, something like, Rhonda, I can't, Rhonda, I'm very upset, you know, and I'm so sorry I wasn't there, you know, but I live in a rural area, so unfortunately, I might get my text 2 days later, 24 hours later. You're welcome, JoJo. You're so welcome, my sweetheart. I love you. You are my sweetheart. Y'all ready to dig a little deeper without it giving you anxiety, okay? Because I'm not about the anxiety. I'm not about overhyping what I do. You'll get my Texas slow tweak, twist on things. Okay? Okay. We're going to dig a little deeper. Y'all ready? George Floyd. Oh, shit. If y'all don't know who George Floyd was, rest in peace, let me give you some information. George Floyd was born October 14, 1973, and passed away, was killed on May 25th, 2020. Remember we mentioned those numbers in 2020? About 80 million registered voters did not vote that year. I'm trying to tie into what happened that year that could have affected the votes back then, and how underserved, disenfranchised people just said, I'm not going to vote. That same year, George Floyd was unalived. He was an African American man who was murdered by a white police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and during an arrest made after a store clerk suspected Floyd might have used a counterfeit $20 bill on May 25th, 2020. Derek Chauvin, one of the 4 police officers who arrived on the scene, knelt on Floyd's neck and back for 9 minutes and 29 seconds and fatally asphyxiating him. After his murder, a series of protests against police brutality, especially towards Black people, quickly spread across the United States and globally. His dying words was, "I can't breathe," became his rallying slogan. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And he said, Mama. He called for his mama. Born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Floyd grew up in Houston, Texas, playing football. I'm not going to get into that, but I want to skip to something that's important. He worked as a truck driver and a bouncer, and in 2020, he lost both jobs during COVID-19 pandemic. And then Mike Aldana says excessive use of force, choke hold. Following his death, the city of Minneapolis settled a wrongful death lawsuit with Floyd's family for $27 million. And we know that no amount of money out there can mask losing someone we love. Derek Chauvin, was convicted on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of manslaughter, and knowing Trump, he's going to pardon him. He was convicted on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of manslaughter on April 20th, 2021. And on June 25th, 2021, was sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. The other 3 officers at the scene were also later convicted of violating Floyd's civil rights. This ties into each other because 2020 is when we had 80,000, I'm going to keep repeating it, 80,000 million people who are registered to vote did not vote. And Trump was able to tap into this untapped potential and cater to these people's needs to get them off the couch this year. A couple of days ago, Tuesday, election results came in. And many people woke up the next day in a bed-wetted, abysmal emotion. During those times of Black Lives Matter protests around the world, all over this country, Trump despised Black Lives Matter, right? Trying to put some science here. He despised it. And the shouts for Black sensitivity and expressing Black pain and expressing Black problems. Trump is wired to be a proud racist, and he's wired to have no empathy, and he said it proudly, he's a racist. And he still got a standing ovation from MAGA supporters. We should never be shocked of someone like that who has told you who he is. Shame on you, precious people. Shame on you. Because he was telling us who he is. He was proud telling everybody he's a racist and he's gutter trash. And he monopolized on that because he catered to the majority of registered voters. He catered to their insecurities. He catered to um, them feeling disenfranchised. He catered to, did I say insecurities? He catered to them feeling not special. He made them feel special. And he definitely stimulated their hate. And even today, November 8th, Friday, happy birthday, Lola. They're more confident because he won the election. So Michael Aldana says, being sympathetic to their cause, BLM, by doing nothing for them in return. Yeah. By being hush hush. Because also Democrats knows our stats. We got some very intelligent, smart people who knows how to work the campaign, and I think I still feel they did a great campaign. But let me get to the juice of this too. Now we must understand that we must speak out the truth, that we must speak out the truth and have no more questions and shock face as to what he says and does. However, holding him accountable is very important. And when we hold him accountable and show resistance against him, creates a momentum of people to learn something better on how to keep your own sanity. To with the environment that you live and how to care for yourself. This is what this has taught me. You go, what the hell you're saying, Rhonda? Care for myself? I'm angry. That's exactly what I'm saying. Stop being angry. Be careful at stop signs. Don't drink while you're driving, and don't do drugs when you're in the car. And just tighten it up a little bit these next 4 years, please, and try to make it a lifestyle change to be a little bit more compliant. Not to MAGA, but just listen to if you got good parents or grandparents, kind of listen to them, please. Don't fight them off so much, please, because what they have to say is very important. Those good parents and grandparents, there's some good ones out there. What you want to do, again, I want to say holding him accountable is very important. And when we hold him accountable and show resistance against him, it creates a momentum of people to learn something better on how to peacefully protest, on how to live to fight another day, on how to keep your own sanity with the environment that you live in now and nurture that, and also care for yourself anymore. Even more. Don't neglect your counseling and your medication because you're upset. That is how you fight for democracy. It is. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Hydrating and going to your health checkups and get your immunizations if you agree with that. Not against you if you don't. Hug on them grandbabies and those nieces and those nephews, and how to respect and step proud are some techniques and some tips to live a better life. That is fighting democracy. Is keeping yourself healthy. Because when you remain healthy, we will need your vote again. in the next elections, not just the next presidential election, but we'll need your vote again for local elections, for school board members, for your sheriff, for your district attorney, for the commissioner, for if you if there is a parish or a county, whatever your state represents, you want to be fresh and ready and alive and healthy. So keep drinking water, keep exercising, still do those things. Don't give up. This time, Trump did not want to lose the black support because not only did he know his campaign understood that small percentages matter, they also knew that has an influence on affecting the morale of those who live in the underbelly lifestyle. That's my comment there. This time, Trump did not want to lose the black support. And not only did he know that the campaign understood these small percentages matter, they also knew that uh, he had the influence to affect the morale of those who live in an underbelly of lifestyle. Mike Aldana says, "Being did I read that again? Okay, I read that already. The Black Lives Matter movement was an well-due emotional uprise that affected people around the world. The young, the old, the black, the white, the rich, and the poor. And Black Lives Matter revealed the problem. And Al Sharpton. Are you ready to hear this? Bring up a point here. Black Lives Matter revealed the problem. And Al Sharpton did too. Uh-oh, I name dropped Al Sharpton. And the media, who all overmasked the importance with saying these elements were race baiting to distract and deflect from what they were saying. Al Sharpton did tell us they wanted to deflect, water him down, make him feel unimportant, and write it off as, he's just race baiting. He warned us. Black Lives Matter involved our allies. Let me drink some water. Two hours and 7 minutes into Rhonda's live. Joe Gonzalez says he is pandering to them. He is not going to help those minorities. Exactly. And his first priority is himself. Exactly. And Joe Gonzalez says, then it is the uber rich, followed by white Americans. It's that number one above all. You're right. And the talking points and all of that and the money and all this stuff, how they could trickle that down and make small percentages matter. The tiny 1% and 2% and the poor and the working poor and the disenfranchised. He don't give a rat's ass about them. He said they stink and they're dumb and they're stupid. And they still voted for him because it just tells you how we have a very large, sick nation who requires hate to make them feel good. Black Lives Matter revealed that problem. And remember, Black Lives Matter was incorporated with our allies. That means white people, Latino, Asians, Hispanics, Native Americans was our ally marching. Did you notice at Trump's rally, he was transparent about being racist. And unfortunately, there were those who interpreted that as being keeping it real, when only he had an agenda to win the presidency. Right, JoJo? We're talking about that. Unfortunately, the poor white Americans and all the minorities are going to be among the first that he will let go by the wayside. He'll push them over the cliff. Yeah. Did you notice at Trump's rally, he was transparent about being racist? He was proud. And unfortunately, there were those who interpret that as being keeping it real. like Mike Aldana says, brutally honest. When only he had an agenda to win the presidency, he honestly shared what America is based upon only the numbers, and he knew he had the rural areas, the underserved territories, and in, let's don't forget, progressive, educated percentages, and also hanging on the fence, those damn independents. If you're independent, I'm sorry, I didn't want to insult you. I'm just saying, not you. Just talking about y'all know. He honestly represented what America is based upon only the numbers, what he was explaining, his numbers. And he knew he had the rural areas, the underserved territories, and progressives and educated progressives who were educated and hang on the fence. And those educated progressives, man, they kept their mouth tight. They did not put any Trump signs out, did they? They were zip. Last page. I'm coming to an end, but it's good stuff. I'm not going to leave you hanging, okay? Trump revealed that those kinds of people were lying low, dying to be fed so they can walk around like zombies feeding off the hate. Oh, snap. Yep, I wrote that. Trump revealed that those kinds of people were lying low, dying to be fed so they can walk around like zombies feeding off the hate. Black Muslims have been moving toward flipping from Democrat to Republican for many years, and they felt underserved. And when they had a voice about their feelings on Gaza and Israel, they felt that they were ignored. I love my Muslim sisters and brothers, but I don't like Farrakhan. I can't stand him at all. Here's an ending thought. At this moment, Trump wants us to feel isolated and powerless. Are you ready to hear my positive here? Before we go to sleep, I'm going to give you something good, right? I'm never going to leave you feeling sad. Mike Aldana says, I have to go back and watch Trump's last campaign rally at Madison Square Garden. He made himself perfectly clear as to who he was and what he was going to do once he won the re-election. If you get that, Mike, do you mind sending me a link? You're always so good with that. I want to see it. Joe Gonzalez says, yeah, we are brutally real and honest, and we are told we are the ones pushing the hate. Exactly. No problem. Thank you, Mike. Love you. If you forget, it's okay. I could find it. Okay? Okay. My ending statement is, and I'm not going to run off and abandon you. I promise I'll be here if y'all ready to go. My ending statement is, at this moment, Trump wants us to feel isolated and powerless. But if we cave into those feelings, all we will be is doing his seeding for more power to MAGA. The best way to counteract those feelings is to join in solidarity with other people who share our values, our beliefs, and our conviction to defend democracy. And whether you are still trying to process your grief, take action by building community. Hydrate, and remain positive. Don't change. You're good people. Exercise and get your body in shape. Get ready for the next election. And trust me, taking care of yourself will keep your mind clear, because MAGA's minds aren't. My last questions are, did 15 million Democrats not show up to vote? Where's Biden's 15 million votes that seem to be missing? How did the bro vote propel support for Trump? Stay tuned by subscribing and clicking that bell so you can be the first to receive the notifications every time I post something. I don't want you missing anything. Click that bell. And then Joel Gonzalez says Trump will get rid of the Gaza Strip to build more Trump high-rise towers. Oh my God. Do you know how happy that man is to be able to get real estate in North Korea and Russia? Do you realize? My husband was asking me one day. I mean, we talk about politics, and he says, "Rhonda, who's going to be able to afford North Korea's the hotels?" I said, "Honey, do you know how many billionaires are out there who are allies for North Korea and who are allies for Russia? They have mansions all over the world. They are all billionaires. Trump, man, he will make a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money is it probably won't be limited to that. He'll have own a lot of real estate and a lot of diamonds and gold because I don't think he talks a lot about diamonds or gold. I think he talks a lot about oil. Uh, so Trump will get rid of Gaza Strip to build more Trump high-rise towers, Jojo says. True. Michael Adonis's question, what type of candidate should be looking to represent the Democrat Party for 2028? Good question. He is in bed with all the fascist dictators. Did I say that right, Jojo? Jojo's trying to help me pronounce fascist dash plus ist. Fascist. Thank you, Jojo. See how my brain is wired a certain way, so thank you for helping me. Good question. I have to feel that our messaging is good. I voted for Kamala. I love her. Not against her. But I feel she probably misspoke when she first said, and it's hard to find somebody with a perfect record, but when she said that she was not Black, she was Asian, a lot of people took that to heart. I think the next candidate that we pick should not have anything, should be perfectly vetted, and should not say anything that could piss off that 1% and 2%, right? And progressive Republicans. Because Biden flipped Arizona and Georgia, and we lost it. And guess what? John McCain's daughter and John McCain's wife could not change Arizona to remain blue for Kamala because Kamala was Black and a woman. And there are people with beliefs who can't stand, because it's their beliefs, they can't stand a woman to be a leader of the country. Should we have a man to run? I think we should continue doing what we've been doing. If we find a great candidate, then unfortunately it's going to have to hurt, but we have to really set the example, because you don't want the people that we got that are great people, we don't want them to flip because they've lost hope for change, because it can get worse. I like Cory Booker. I don't think he has a bad record. I like Cory Booker. He's a Black man. I love Pete Buttigieg. I like him. He's gay. He's the smartest man on the face of this earth. He has heart. We don't know. Should we have a Cory Booker? I really don't know. Oprah don't want to run. Michelle Obama probably says, fuck that. Oprah's too tired. She's like, fuck that. So what? Who is it? Tell me. John Shapiro. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are yeah. Oh yeah, John Shapiro. Oh my God, that man. When he talks, he sounds like Obama, don't he? Whoo! I like the spice there. John Shapiro. Raphael Warnock. Oh yeah. Oh, you've been studying. Oh, I like that. I love that as a matter of fact. I love that. Because you got two people who are true to form. Yeah, I love Raphael Warnock because he has a strong black community presence and people respect him. Maybe Raphael Warnock needs to run for president. Our country was ready for Obama 2 terms. Raphael Warnock has that thing, right? That will appeal. The struggle that we honestly are working with, battleground candidates. Yep. The struggle that we're working with is we're looking at the numbers. And when Trump was able to cater to people sitting on the couch, Mike, we know, let's say around 80 million votes was tapped into, and they rose from the dead for Trump. So that tells you there's a lot of MAGA supporters, registered voters. So if we put all those numbers together, compared to what happened to us Tuesday, do we say there's no chance in hell? No, I feel that Trump is going to fuck up a lot. And I feel he's going to end up flipping more people back to independent. We're going to have probably some black people to come back. But it's going to take some work in what people are going to say in the next 4 years. Or we end up losing the election again because no one has tapped to that untapped potential, which is Black Lives Matter, which is the heart and potatoes. I mean, we can love our transgender and our gay, and I love how we hit in those areas. But Trump was able to preach and yell and spit on the mic about the bathroom bill and about men who are transgender pulling out their stuff in your daughter's bedroom, and they're going to schools and they're forcing sex changes on your children. And oh Lord. And Michael Donna says a lot of uninformed MAGA supporters not realizing what they voted for because they don't care. My husband and I had a conversation too, right? Husband always says this, and I like how we talk about it. I said, honey, they are on another mental plane, and to don't associate your mind, your thought process to be on an even plane with them, because it's you can't. You got to break that and go, okay, you got to put them over there. We can love our brethren, but some people are just not our brethren, right? They're not our sisters. So we just got to live with the reality that we do have to learn to separate. I mean, we do. Because they sure ain't for us and they ain't going to change. And we should not hold our breath thinking they will. That's not our problem. It could be also a lot of disenfranchised Black people and white people and Latinos who didn't vote too. I mean, we're still looking for Biden's 15 million votes. Where are they? Votes are still coming in for this election. Joe says Nick Fuentes came out and said he was laughing. Your body, my choice. Ew. You know what? People are going to take justice in their own hands. I hope it doesn't happen, but I can understand that it could, because people are not going to settle. The ones who support Kamala, the ones who are dealing with the guilt of not supporting her, and the ones who are going to see Trump still firing people that they supported. He's going to continue to fire them. He's going to change some things, and he's not going to keep his promises. I mean, everything I'm saying, I have a claim in my description saying to protect me when I have opinions. I hope. YouTube has one automatically, but I'll put one in there too, just in case, because I could be wrong. He's going to fire RFK Jr. Y'all know that, right? He's going to fire him. He likes hiring desperate people that are heavy on drugs because he knows the trait is drug addictive. RFK is going to relapse if he's drug free right now. He's fighting with that every single day. He's not going to be able to handle working for Trump. Y'all, what are we going to hear in the next 4 years? RFK Jr. quit or unalived himself? I mean, Trump likes manipulating vulnerable people, people who are dying for the limelight, like J.D. Vance. He likes manipulating vulnerable people. And J.D. Vance, even though he has a big ass mouth, he's still vulnerable under Trump. I mean, he is. He ain't strong like you might think he is. He ain't. Mike Pence wasn't that strong either. He knows who to pick to fuck with and to control. So Mike Aldana says RFK Jr. will likely head the Department of Health. I know. Ooh. So the price of Clorox is going to go down. The price of bleach is going to go down. Oh no. Oh no. Trump is going to announce, he's going to have a press conference. I made the price of bleach go down to 10 cents, and everybody in America, according to zip code, will get a voucher for free bleach for 1 year. Can't you see that? You think it's bizarre? Man, it's going to get more bizarre than ever. I mean, really. I mean, y'all, if y'all know what I'm talking about, RFK Jr. supported with the vaccine of curing COVID was to do the same thing with bleach, the same thing that Trump. Man, I ain't putting no damn bleach in my veins. You got to be losing his damn mind. Ain't nobody got time for that. Mike Aldana says he wants to remove fluoride from our drinking water. I swear. That means we got to go on Amazon if it's still around and order fluoride and make our own shit. Right? Suggest. We know it's going to come a crashing. Michael Tyson is going to end up bumping heads with him, and Mike Tyson is going to punch him in the teeth. 50 Cent is going to bump heads with him. I mean, can we predict the future? Kanye West is going to say something mad. He's going to say, oh, I don't support Trump anymore. Because people like that, they end up, kissing his ass because he probably paid him off. He's invested into their whatever things they have going on, and he's bought their vote, and they're like, shit, I'll take the money. Fuck it. I'll take the money, and I'll just, if you want me to tell people that I'm endorsing it, okay, give me the money. $10 million. Okay, sure. You're going to sign your name on here and help me get my record label going? Okay. That ain't no big deal. And then they're going to fall out. They're going to bump heads because Kanye and 50 Cent and Mike Tyson is going to think that they have the direct dial number to Trump, and Trump is going to say, I don't want their call anymore. I mean, really. I don't want to talk to them. N's. He'll call them the N word because he told them he's racist, right? I mean, you could see him adding a little biscuits and gravy to that. He believes in the N word. He'll say, I don't want to talk to those N's. He will. I mean, y'all know that. I ain't talking about anything offensive. He told us all. JoJo says a lot of far right wing pundits also came out and said Project 2025 was always the end game, and how dumb we are for believing that it wasn't. And they laughed as they said we lied. And, I love movies, right? And I always have respect for movies because the thoughts behind these movies are writers, and the writers are intelligent. The writers are blessed with a gift of predicting the future, and they don't realize it sometimes, but writers are gifted for predicting the future. I'm just saying. And the writers of these movies, they pretty much have predicted what's going to go down, right? How it might be. So, one thing I feel with Project 2025, and I'm just saying some things, and I'll probably go back to this and go, uh-oh, I was not right, but guess what? I'm glad I wasn't. I was telling people that we have a lot of people that are voted in that are representing our country, working for the government and politicians. We have people on our side. We also have a lot of billionaires out there who are on our side. We have a lot of celebrities, and we have a lot of people overseas who are on our side, right? Alliances. We just probably haven't transparently cheated to win. And I don't think that would be the makeup of Democrats, but you know, I'm just saying, I will never promote cheating. That's why I'm glad I don't have that job because I have a guilty conscience. There's going to be a lot of infighting between the House and between the Senate and their president. And a lot of people are going to get fired. The ones who supported Trump and the Republicans who started this shit with the Tea Party back in George Bush days. They created the monster, and Mitt Romney knows that he did. They look at Mitt Romney like shit. Sarah Palin, they look at her like shit. And they really look at Ted Cruz like shit. He's their lap boy. Mitch McConnell created that fucking monster. Look at him. Paul Ryan. They created the monster. And they still are. Mike Aldana says young voters and Latinos are going to be in for a very rude awakening. Yep. And we're going to eat our popcorn, and I'm going to continue my live streamings. And I'm not a radical, so hopefully I won't be a target. But I want to share. We lost a battle. We lost a battle. But the war is not over because it is a war. Regardless of what we want to call it, it is. My husband is a war historian, and he gave me that quote. And he said, we lost a battle, not the battle. It's not the end. We lost a battle, but the war is not over. This is Rhonda. We are 2 hours and 32 minutes into my live stream. And I'm from Texas. Shout out to Colin Allred. We love you. Don't give up, please. Beto O'Rourke, don't give up on Texas. And the brothers there in San Antonio, I love them. Don't give up on Texas. Rest in peace, Sheila Jackson. We lost a warrior this year. Again, this is Rhonda. I'm proudly from Texas. I'm a Texan. And we're going to be in this together. I love you all. And thank you for listening and subscribing to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. And I'll see you soon. And thank you. Thank you. And I'll see you soon.